Hey guys, it's Stephen and Phil here back with another kit review, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, this is our first championship review of the season.
I think it might be.
Special dispensation for Umbro and the Tigers Hull City. This bold take on their 2019 kit is up in the spotlight today, but first, if you are new to FOOTY.COM, you know the drill by now. Hit that subscribe button, make sure you subscribe if you're a fan of kit culture. We've reviewed absolutely loads of shirts over the past couple of months, and there's loads more to come, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. But Phil, this one's a bit old now, it's been out for a couple of weeks, but we had to go back to it because it's just fun. It's really, really fun. I don't know if they've done anything like this before. I really don't know. All I know is right now I'm looking at a shirt that makes me happy.
Yeah, well, that's a really good summary. And I think you may remember or have seen pictures of a very famous shirt in the early 90s, which was basically covered in tiger stripes. It's kind of one of the...
Is it whole ones?
It is a whole kit. Sort of 92, 93. If you search tiger shirt or
tiger stripe kit.
There we go. And that was... absolutely majestic.
That is just sexy, isn't it?
It is. I mean, that is genuinely one of the best.
That's class.
It's great, isn't it?
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I mean, they did. There was a couple of years that one was the best one. There was also
it looks like a keeper kit.
It does. You know, if you scroll to the top, and the one next to it as well was not as good, but a similarly crazy design. But
that's very Mexican, that, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And I think so. That that design, that 90 design, is basically. It's iconic, just amongst...
Who gave us that? Who was it who made it?
I can't remember it was a relatively small manufacturer, I believe.
Whoever they are, they're heroes.
But it is amazing, and I think it was interesting. As far as I know, I'd have to double check my facts here, but I don't believe that kit has been referenced since those early 90s days. So
they definitely referenced this one, haven't they? The Umbro.
Yes, they
Umbro were having a hell of a summer, which a whole bunch of gorgeous kits. West Ham's kits, of course. Who else? PSV. The 1 and 2 in our kit rankings, which you'll see later on. And there's been loads basically that have been very well received. We haven't reviewed Dusseldorf's have yet as well. And that was Fortuna.
That was All Sport.
Oh, sorry. All sorry.
But there are a few other good other ones, definitely. And I think this one. Obviously, it's a kind of approximation of that design. It's not nearly as crazy, but it is definitely inspired by it. It is good fun.
The only thing that bugs me is that little collar trapezium.
Yes, and a few people have mentioned that. I think the funny thing is about it that on a couple of other kits, so PSV's away kit, as we mentioned, it is on there in the construction, but because it's the same colour as the rest of the base, it doesn't break up the design.
What is that about? I don't know what they're trying with
that. Yeah, I mean that kind of base style, it doesn't look as good on this as it does the PSV shirt. And I think the other thing as well with the pattern and, and the black collar sort of gets in the way a bit. I mean, if we want to talk about the pattern as well, which I do really like, but in some ways, and it's a bit tricky to do this, but it would have been good to see that carry on to the sleeves. I
feel like they've gone a bit safe with as safe as you can be with a tiger print.
I think that it's tricky because in the modern day, and you see with this with a lot of kits, think of sort of like Adidas's kits at the World Cup last year, like the Germany kit, for example, where the pattern doesn't continue like it did. That one does, and it looks really good. Mm-hmm. So when it does continue, and it does work. But because of restrictions and some of it is limitations or whatever, they can't do that. But I think that would have looked a lot better. And this to me though is still, if you're going to reference a kit, it's nice that they've not just done a complete remake. It's still got it is still fun, like you say. Maybe not as good.
It feels like they could have done the remake with the badge, which is pretty new.
They
could have gone really for it. I think it just feels refreshing. I know it's not totally original because obviously it's been done before, but in an era of template kits and all this kind of stuff and whatever, and everything feels a bit familiar. This is just fun, and I think the Hull City fans do like it because they recognise that it's just a bit fun. It feels different to all the other kits that you've had and all that kind of stuff, and more of this. And it's nice to see Umbro stretching, like their creative brains. They're really going for it, basically.
They are, and the great thing is that there's different styles, like you say. Very few kind of replicated designs across the big teams. I say BT's is a whole championship team, but it's great that they're getting the attention that you see from teams in the Champions League. It's that kind of service from Umbro, which has been really good. So really impressive.
So we're going to have to give it a score, Phil. Now, you can see on the screens here, the current best we've got is once again it's Umbro and PSV with 94-91. The wooden spoon is Southampton. I don't think it's going to be trouble in either of those extremes, but I definitely think it's going to be, I think you're going in the 80s with this.
And to be honest, I think, I don't know if I'm just in a good mood, but when I look at this rankings, if I stack it against, so let's take West Ham's home for example.
Yeah.
I'd rather have it than West Ham's home.
It's more fun, isn't it?
Maybe it's the fun element.
I think there is, weirdly though, I think there's more. It's weird because I agree with that. I also think there's more flaws in it than there is in West Ham's home.
Well,
it's weird because I think it's a stronger idea, but there's more flaws.
Indeed, and I think that's to me why it's not going to be the 90s. I think the kits in the 90s now again they're not faultless because they're not 100. But I think in my mind. This isn't
because you can see how easy it could be 90s. Sort the collar out, the pattern carries on, and boom, it adds another 4 or 5 points.
That's why, say the PSV shirt, and obviously that's a different sort of pattern because it was already on the sleeves, but it just kind of sat a bit nice. So this one, great idea, and I'm really glad the tiger straps are back. So I think if I had to give it a score, again it's getting quite crowded, but I'll give it an 86. Let's give it a third one at 86. I know I said I liked it more than West Ham's home, but
86 is the number.
It is the number, and that's some good company there with Ajax and West Ham.
It's a very strong year of shirts, and we're not even just reviewing ones you like. I think we're just trying to review the major ones. Oh yeah, it's for SEO first, to be honest. But they're just like but even then they're all nice. You're like, there's hardly any bad kits. So even the ones that are a bit boring, they still have something going for them in terms of at least good classic design. And this one is well deserving of being the first championship entry on this list. Umbro, if you're watching somehow, well done, and keep it up with all these great shirts. And if you are new to FOOTY.COM, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Go and check out the Celtic away kit from yesterday. Go and check out the which one was before? Again, I've forgotten. Inter Milan away kit before that, and then the rest of the kits reviews will be on a playlist straight after we finish talking. Make sure you subscribe to FOOTY.COM, and we'll see you very, very soon.